Welcome to Mortgage 101, where you will learn the important steps of buying or refinancing a home. Hello, I am glad you are here. My name is Nathan Rufty, a mortgage loan originator with over 25 years of lending experience that has your best interests in mind. After listening to this full podcast, connect with me to discuss your home loan needs. Now on with the show. Welcome to another very informative podcast at Mortgage 101. My name is Nathan Rufty, a mortgage loan originator here to assist you on purchasing or refinancing a home. Today's topic is there still 100% no money down for the down payment purchase programs in the United States? Yes, there are currently two, the VA and the USDA. Today I want to talk about the USDA home loan because practically everybody can qualify for that. With the VA loan, you have to be a veteran to be able to purchase that. So anybody can qualify as long as they meet the underwriting criteria, obviously, for the USDA home loan program. So everybody associates the USDA, United States Department of Agriculture, to the meats, the vegetables, and the eggs and whatnot. But they do have a lending division that will lend to families looking to purchase in an approved designated lending areas. They call them rural areas. But believe it or not, these are not just rural areas of Nebraska. There's rural areas where I'm licensed in California and Arizona. They're rural areas that are real close to proximity to big metropolitan areas. So you'll be surprised. I'm going to have the link below on the video that I created on where to find those approved areas. And those approved areas can change, and they kind of change them every 10 years when the census comes out. So we're going to have one this year, so they might change the boundaries of those approved areas. So do watch out for those. But it's not limited to first-time home buyers. You can, so you don't have to be a first-time home buyer to purchase a home utilizing the USDA program. You can be a repeat buyer. There are some caveats to this. You cannot own another piece of property at the time of purchasing a property in USDA, but there is some special extenuating circumstances that you can own another property and purchase on the USDA, but typically they don't want you to own another property, be on title of another property as you're purchasing and closing this USDA program. That's just their caveat. But no money for the down payment, which they don't require. It's 100%. You're buying it for $200, $250, $300. That's what the purchase amount's going to be. That's what your loan amount's going to be. And they have a small mortgage insurance, really small today, that's financed in the loan. So there's no money down for the down payment, but you're still required, talk to your agent about bringing a earnest money deposit. That's called an EMD. And that earnest money deposit will be applied towards your closing costs. But I'd like to get into particulars about this program. Rates are very good on this program, typically lower than the conventional program. So that's a plus there. The one thing is no money down. There is an upfront mortgage insurance and there's a monthly mortgage insurance, and they're very, very small compared to like an FHA. They're smaller than the FHA and can be smaller than the conventional if you put less than 20% down. So the USDA is a very good program on those individuals looking to purchase in a rural designated area by USDA. Very limited on the funds, so you can no money down, as well as what we can do to combat the closing costs is we can raise your interest rate. The higher interest rate the consumer elects to take, we give them what's called a lender credit, and that's applied towards the closing costs. The seller can pay for the closing costs. So you essentially can purchase a home still today with no money down, no money out of pocket, but the EMD and the upfront appraisal and a home inspection. Home inspection is not required but highly recommended, but you do have to pay for the appraisal and a home inspection. So I would budget for that, and that's about $1,000 for the two of those things. So you can purchase a home at about $1,000, and this is how you do it. USDA, no money down. Ask the seller, they have to agree to it to pay for your closing costs. So if they do that, and we can raise your interest rate, so we can couple those two together. Seller pays for some of your closing costs. We raise the interest rate to pay some of your closing costs. You're buying a home for $1,000 or less on the USDA program. Now, if the seller doesn't pay for it, then you got to come up with your own closing costs. And because we only can raise the rate so much, we might not be able to cover all the closing costs. But here is the thing, and this is the only program that will allow you to finance your closing costs on a purchase program. And this is how you do it. No money down for the down payment. So it's 0% for the down payment, but you still have those closing costs. And that's if the property appraises higher than what you agreed to purchase it. So let's say it appraised for $210,000, you're purchasing it for $200,000. We can use that extra $10,000 worth of equity. We don't need that much, but we can utilize that extra freed up equity to finance those closing costs. USDA is the only one that can do that. So seller doesn't pay for it, you still want a low interest rate, and the appraisal comes in higher than what it agreed upon, what you're purchasing it for, we can finance our closing costs. Boom. Those stars must align for that, obviously, that the property must appraise. So you have to get a good deal on the property to be able to have that appraisal come in higher than what you agreed upon to purchase it for. And if it comes in higher, we can finance the closing costs. That is the only purchase program that will allow us to finance your closing costs with the freed up equity if the appraisal comes in higher than agreed upon purchase amount. So those are the ways you can purchase a home today with no money down, 100% program. VA, USDA. USDA is a great, great program. And if you haven't thought about the USDA, we don't utilize it much in our business. Not a lot of people know about it. Not a lot of agents know about it. Not a lot of buyers, loan officers. Most companies may not offer the program. It's a real simple, easy program. You just must qualify it like you do every program, like FHA, VA, conventional, jumbo. You got to qualify for those programs. The USDA is in designated, approved areas classified as rural. So if you're in a high populated area, the link is below so you can do the research on it and find out if hey, I'm looking in this certain area, is it approved? If you're looking I'm in California, Arizona, if you're looking in Phoenix or if you're looking in Los Angeles market, those are not approved. You got to go further out. So if you're looking in those further out areas like Kingman, Arizona, approved, USDA approved. Mountain communities of California, Big Bear Lake, Adelanto, Running Springs, all those are approved USDA. So they're not that far out as we think from like a city like Rancho Cucamonga. It's not that much further out. So if you're looking in those particular areas, I'd love to connect with you and explore the USDA home loan purchase program on a 30-year fixed. Rates are extremely low right now. Rates do move obviously every day until the interest rate is locked on the 30-year fixed and 15. But you need to explore your options on purchasing a home. Now, you may not want to live in those areas, but if you want to own a home that's affordable and you're limited on the funds for the down payment, then you need to consider the USDA. It's your it's your footstep or foot forward, if you want to call it, into owning property. You have to live there for 12 months. After the 12th month, you can go out and buy another owner-occupied property in a designated area that you want. But for you to purchase a property with zero for the down payment, you have closing costs, of course, but for the down payment, zero money. So you're buying it for exactly what we're lending you for exactly what you're buying for. Now, you can come up with down payment money if you want to do that, obviously. But the USDA requires no money for the down payment. And guess what? There's no county loan limit. Right now, as I'm doing this video, you can purchase $1 million on this where the loan amount, there's no limit on it. Like with FHA and conventional, there is county loan limits that you cannot exceed on the loan amount. Now, the purchase amount can be higher, but you got to bring down the money to get it to the county loan limit. USDA, there's no county loan limit. There are currently, though, income limits on the USDA program, so you can't make a certain amount. Now, it does change. Everything's on the site below and the link that I'll provide for you because it's very, very healthy on those income limits. So don't be discouraged by that. Now, if you're making $200,000 a year, you're kind of out of that program. I don't think they're ever going to go that high, but there are healthy income limits for the county that you're looking to purchase in, and it goes by the county, and they're pretty healthy. So call me. Let's explore this program. Great program, zero money, 100% financing for the USDA, but you got to come in with the closing costs, of course. My name is Nathan Rufty. I'm a licensed mortgage loan originator in the state of California and Arizona. I'd love to connect with you, talk to you about the USDA program and how that can benefit you on purchasing a home. You don't have to be a first-time home buyer. You can own another property with a caveat to that, so do talk to me about that if you do currently own a home. But if you don't, then you're open to explore this program. You must qualify based on what today's lending standards are for the USDA. But if you're limited on funds for the down payment, you're limited on funds for the closing costs, which the closing costs can come from gift, 401k, retirement, checking, savings, stocks, bonds, IRAs, mutual funds. You can liquidate those. You can sell something of value, and obviously we got to paper trail the sell and the ownership and where the monies came from. So there are ways to purchase a home. And like I said earlier, you want to purchase a home, but you want to purchase in a specific area because of maybe work or school or doctors or whatever. If you need to stay in that area, then the USDA may not be in that heavy populated area like LA County. So there are some places in LA County though, but not LA City itself. There are places in the county. So you got to look on the link below, put in an address, start with your address, and like I explained in the video, and move the map around. But if you're looking and you're not tied to a specific area, look at the USDA. It's your stepping stone into home ownership that you can purchase with no money down. Get yourself owning a home. You can purchase 12 months later. You can purchase another property. Can't use the USDA again, but you can utilize the FHA program or the conventional at 5% down currently. So look at those other things to own property. You can buy it on the USDA and maybe possibly rent it a year from now because there's really nothing invested in the property. So things do change on this program, like income and credit score. So I don't want to get into any of that, but the rates are extremely low right now, and the credit scores can change next year as I do this video or this podcast. But do call me. All my information's below, but my direct cell phone is 909-503-5600. Call me and let's talk about owning a home and looking and exploring the USDA home loan program in the state of California and or Arizona. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you again for taking the time to listen to this very informative podcast. Remember to subscribe, share, like, and comment. There is no better time than today to explore your options to purchase or refinance a home. Please call, text, or email me at the information below to get started right away, and I look forward in hearing from you.